Uncle Vinny, what up, baby? Everything's good, man. Hope you're doing well. How's that weather in Jersey? Jersey. Thank you, bro. Nice, nice. Jersey. So, Vinny, one of my buddies has offered me to come to a Eagles, I believe, Giants game. And then the very next day is the Sixers game. They're doing a weekend trip to Philadelphia for Eagles, Giants, I believe. And then the very next day, Sixers. I don't know how I feel about that. I don't know about how I feel about traveling to go see stinking pigeons versus the Little Giants, and then the very next day watch a fraud named LeBron who may or may not be playing. I don't know how I feel about that, man. Doesn't sound like a fun weekend to me, but we'll see. So, thanks for everybody jumping in. I usually like to do pre-workout chats, but this is a post-workout chat. I am done. I'm going home. I'm going home to eat and lay it down. But I did want to talk a little bit about a subject that everyone has pretty much touched already, but I don't like to give my thoughts instantly. I like to let things marinate, and you probably can tell that about me so far. If you follow my channel, you know I'm not really big on instant reactions. I like to wait a day or two. Because in my opinion, I think instant reaction is usually the worst reaction, and it's the wrong reaction. It's probably hurting me when it comes to YouTube because everybody wants to be first to get the views, but silly me, I'd rather put a little integrity into my content. So I've been thinking about Dak Prescott and this whole GOTI acronym. And I am a Dallas Cowboys fan for life. I've been a Dallas Cowboy fan since I've been born and bred. Only team I ever followed. Only team I ever loved. I'm not an NBA guy. I'm not an MLB guy. I have no other team in this world except the Dallas Cowboys. I love the Dallas Cowboys, but I'm also objective. I'm not a homer. I'm not a Kool-Aid drinker. I'm able to tell the truth about my team. And I'm able to express the things I love, which these days is pretty much everything. But at the same time, I'm honest enough to say when something just doesn't feel right to me. And GOTI, the acronym GOTI, doesn't feel right to me, just to be honest with you. And here's why. Where I come from, I was raised, and no doubt a lot of you can relate to this, you don't give yourself a nickname. Where I'm from, nicknames are given. And so, just to be honest, I thought it was corny for Dak or for anybody to give the offense their own nickname. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe the greatest show on turf, the triplets, the Heatles, things of that nature, all the other great Showtime, all these great nicknames that have been associated with sports teams over the decades. These nicknames were given to these teams. You know, I can't imagine Magic Johnson and James Worthy and Byron Scott, you know, doing off-season workouts, you know, and they're sitting around, they're like, we should call ourselves Showtime. Or Michael Irvin and Troy and Emmett sitting around after a long day of working out and saying, hey guys, I got it. I got the perfect nickname. We're the triplets. No. Those nicknames were given. They were earned. So I don't like it. I don't like anyone giving themselves a nickname, let alone an entire unit, giving your entire unit a nickname. Now, here's an asterisk. Here's a caveat. If they would have kept that amongst themselves, you know, because it was kind of an off-season trip that these guys took, and they really spent time with each other, and it was team-building activities along with football. So I would have had no problem with this if we didn't know about it. If Dak said, guys, Gotti, greatest offense there is. That's the goal this year. And if that was amongst their circle, instead of being promoted and talked about and shared with the media and shared with the fan base, I would have no problem with that. You know what I'm saying? But I don't like giving yourself a nickname and then coming out with it as if it's cute. It just didn't feel right. I sat with it for a few days. I waited. It's nothing to gain from that, man. It's nothing to gain from that. You know, the Cowboys have done a lot of good things this offseason, but we're in no position to be flexing our muscles. Last year, we were not the greatest offense there is. I don't care what the numbers say. We were not. Dak was not the best quarterback in the league last year. And the fact of the matter is, we were an average to below average football team last year. And as much as I love the bravado, as much as I love the swag and the confidence, I also would like my leaders to have stepped to Dak and say, hey man, too soon, bro. We ain't earned nothing yet. We don't deserve that title. Let's scale it back. If I was Dak and if I came up with that nickname and, you know, the media asked me about it, I would have said, what happens in Utah, wherever they were, Colorado, wherever they were, stays in Utah. That's it. It's none of your business. Hey, Dak, I heard you guys are have a new nickname, Gotti. Hey, man, that's between me and my brothers. Watch us work. I would have loved that response, man. But the toothpaste is out the tube. Now you gotta live up to it. You know, every interception Dak throws, every sack, every turnover, Gotti. So the target has been placed on our back, fellas. It's time to put up. Now, understand he's not saying we're the greatest offense there is now. He's saying we have that potential, and that's the goal. I get it. I appreciate the nuance to that. And I love that, man. Who am I to question Dak. He's a great leader. And I trust the method behind his madness. I will tell you that. I trust him. He's earned that from me. Not based on playoff performance or championships. Obviously, he has no championships and not a lot of stellar playoff performances. But I just trust him as a dude. I trust him as a man. And so the thing about being a fan, there are going to be a lot of things you disagree with and that you would have done different. But you have to trust the process and trust your team. And so as a real fan, I'm willing to say I don't like it. I don't agree with it. But I'm rolling. I'm riding with Dak. I'm riding with the offense. And if they like it, I love it. And if I was on that team as a player, I would say the same thing. If I was a player on that team, especially on the offense, I would pull Dak to the side, one-on-one. Hey, 4, man. I think that was too soon, bro. Let's just work. Let's just put the work in. Let them give us nicknames. But you did it. You're our leader. You're our captain. I trust you. We're riding. And that's how it is, man. That's how it is as a fan. Ride or die. There's a lot of things I don't like that Jerry does, but I'm a fan. I'm a Cowboy fan for life, and I'm going to ride. So that's my opinion on Gotti. I don't like it, but it is what it is. The Super Bowl t-shirt. What are my thoughts on Dak Prescott wearing a 1996 Dallas Cowboys vintage beautiful t-shirt? What are my thoughts on that? I freaking love it. I loved it. To me, that's an unspoken, just a beautiful, beautiful message. Not only to the media, but to your locker room. And I couldn't applaud that anymore. Spot on, Dak. Kudos. Chef's kiss. That was brilliant. I don't know who told you to do that, or if your story is true and you had the shirt for 3 years, you just decided to wear it, but kudos, my man. I love it. That right there is one of the things that are non-spoken communication, I guess you could say. Non-verbal communication. And the only thing I would have did different if I was Dak, I would have talked about it. You know, sometimes no words are better than the soliloquies that Dak likes to give. You don't owe the media an explanation on why you wore it. But I love everything about that. To me, that is brilliant. It sends a message. It sets the tone. And hopefully we can look back and say, Dak set the tone for the season with that t-shirt. It sounds silly, but trust me, and you guys know, it's little things like that when you're building a team and you're building camaraderie that have a psychological effect on the locker room. And so it may seem like a small thing, just, hey, it's just a t-shirt, but that's huge. And it takes a lot of nuts and guts for Dak to own that. So I appreciate what he's doing. He's putting himself out there. He's talking Super Bowl every time you put a microphone in front of him. I can't be mad at that, man. I really can't. I feel like Dak is in a different zone. I feel like Dak has supreme confidence right now. And if you notice, it's starting to rub off. It's starting to rub off on the other guys. You see some dudes, you know, moving with some different cojones, some different swag. Demo looking like a dog. You know what I mean? So I love it. I love it. So those are my two opinions. Who am I? Just a lowly old Cowboys fan. I have no say, but just wanted to express that. Other than that, I kind of love everything that's been happening, guys. I'm tuned in, just like everybody else. If you haven't seen my latest short, I gave 4 things to look for during this Dallas Cowboys summer camp. Because I know a lot of people are just watching the highlights and, oh, Blue ran for this, and, oh, Demo with a big hit, or CD got beat, or, some other things we need to be looking for. Even if you're not at camp, some of the things you should be listening for. Because we have a beautiful media team that gives us a lot of coverage on what happens every day with the Dallas Cowboys. So if you haven't checked out my latest short, check that out. It'll give you some of the things that I'm looking for and I'm listening for when it comes to summer camp. But that is it, my friends. I'm about to roll up in the crib. I'm home. Thank you for spending this commute with me. I'm only about 15 minutes from the gym here in beautiful Charlotte, North Carolina. And thank y'all for taking this ride with me. Shout out to my next level sports family. I wasn't able to join the panel last night, but special shout out to my big brother Lloyd. 500 subscribers is a big deal. And until you have a YouTube channel, until you start it, you won't realize how big that is, man. 500 subscribers is huge. 5 subscribers is huge. It's so hard to keep, gain, and retain subscribers. And so just think about 500 people in a building, how big that audience would be. 500 people. And Lloyd and the whole crew. And just proud of that guy, man. He's a good guy. And he shares the stage. That's what I love about Lloyd. He's humble. He's not selfish. He shares the stage. He shares his platform with whoever's willing to, join the crew. And he's definitely helped me out. So big shout out to Lloyd and the whole crew, the whole panel. Uncle Vinny was in here early. I'm sure he still is. Shout out to Randy. Shout out to Blue. Can't forget Jesse. Can't forget Oscar. CZ, Joe, the whole crew, man. Momo, Marcus, everybody that contributes. Miss Rhonda, I see you in the chat. Love you, Miss Rhonda. That's huge. I might take a shot tonight for my boy Lloyd, man. Very happy for you, brother. And I know you're just getting started. This is phase 1. And I can't wait to see how it grows. All right, guys. Thanks for riding with me. I love all you. And I hope you have a great rest of your week. Crush them goals. Strive for greatness. Love each other. Get better each and every day, brick by brick. I'm going to go eat. And I'm going to lay it down. So like I always say, greetings and salutations to the entire Dallas Cowboys nation. Have a good night. Love y'all.